food. Have you ever seen a bread in a sealed package? The answer is no, it's not sealed. And I have seen persons open that bag, take off a little clip, open it, put their hands inside and feel it. And then you go and pick up the bread same way, and you eat it same way, and you don't know where that hand is coming from. No, man. And I'm speaking again because I'm telling you, the manufacturers, they don't care. We need to have a law so that especially for not only food items, but all things that are sold are tamper-proof. You go into other countries, they are packaged and the packaging is tamper-proof. If it's even like a seal you put over the top, if that we can't put on. The bread, for example, you're telling me you can't put a little tape over it which says sealed, and you know it's a genuine thing coming from that company. No. You go there and people open the bread and they open things. Even if what you shampoo you use and wash your hair, you go to the supermarkets and you can open it. And I'm telling you too, and I want everybody to record that I said it on air, that anyone can go into that supermarket and put foreign batter into that air conditioning or whatever shampoo in that shampoo liquid in that container. Things must be tamper-proof. We are ramping. You saw what happened to those children with the sweeties? And I am suggesting very strongly to all parents, to all vendors across the island, if you see a strange vendor turn up at a school, you must call the police immediately and advise the school administration and take a picture of that person. That's what you must use the phones to take pictures of. All right? So, we have to look after ourselves. We're getting the warnings already. Next time, it will not be 60-odd students sick after eating these sweets. It could be 60-odd students dead, and we can't afford that. Jamaica, you have to wake up. Parish councils, you have to wake up. Take charge. We can't continue like this. All right, you're listening to Omega Radio coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. This is Spot On, the People's Program with Vernon Darby. Time for some music, and then we go for the break. And when we come back, yes, it will be Talk Your Talk.
I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail. He said that upon this rock I'm gonna build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail. Oh no. Hey! Whenever I'm tempted to do wrongs, I get on my knees and I start to give him thanks. He showed me the path to righteousness, and he promised me on solid ground I'll stand. He said that up on this rock I'm gonna build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail. He said that up on this rock I'm gonna build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail, no. Through life's trials, he always stood by me, and he walks me through them with his rod and the staff. Closer than a brother, my Jesus is to me, so no devil from hell will be able to succeed. He said that up on this rock I'm gonna build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail. He said that up on this rock I'm gonna build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail. He said that up on this rock I'm gonna build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail. He said that up on this rock I'm gonna build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail. I set a solid foundation for you to stand, my child. Walk with me and I will show you great and mighty things. I am your God, the Lord that healeth thee. I'll be with you through every storm and every test you'll see. Oh yeah. chosen generation. We've been called for to show His excellence. Hey, all I require for life, God has given me, and I know who I am. We are a chosen generation. We've been called for to show His excellence. All I require for life, God has given me, for I know who I am. I know who God says I am, what He says I am, where He says I'm at. I know who I am. I know who God says I am, what He says I am, where He says I'm at. I know who I am. I'm working in power, I work in miracles, I live a life of favor, for I know who I am. I'm working in power, I work in miracles, I live a life of favor, for I know who I am. Hey. Hey.
Oh, yes, welcome back. You're listening to Omega Radio coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. And coming up right now is Talk Your Talk. And we have on the line, yes, the man who's here to talk about driving. And he's going to talk about driving because some of you are driving me crazy on the roads. I don't know where I got a license from. When I write it to the one myself, I don't know. Something not right at all. And the laws, they don't seem to be working at all. And the police officers, it seems as if they are more tax collection agents rather than trying to change things. I don't know. Probably that's how the system works. Well, I wonder what Mr. Michael Brown thinks. Good afternoon, my brother. How you doing?
A blessed afternoon to you, Mr. Darby.
Well, you can expect another ticket for me today.
What can I say? That's not right, Mr. Darby.
Well, you'll find out that when you talk about certain things, you have to pay for it. I'm really ready to pay for it. So,
Well, do you pay yours pre-sold or at the gate?
boy, I don't want to say. All I know, you pay money, you commit offense. That's what? Congratulations for contributing to the nation's development. So it's like when we criticize the police them now. You say, we go to the road, I don't have to slip it up because guess what? If they say you need to put on your indicator and so on, you think you're going to go to court for that? You go to court 3-4 more times. This is a country that forces you to be a criminal, It does.
Oh, boy.
Because if to contest it, you have to go to court. And you go to court this week. Probably police officer is not there, so you go back next month. And can you imagine? I don't know if that has changed, but there was a time if you have a ticket for in the country, you have to go to the country to the court. Is it still the same way?
I don't know how much adjustment they would have made to where you go to court, but I think that is still standing. I don't think there would have been much changes to that because they deal with it on a jurisdiction level.
So guess what? You just get a spare ticket. Whether the police is right or not, you just pay a ticket because it is far more cost effective for you to pay the ticket. You pay the ticket or left or right rather than drive all the way to go back to country 3-4 times.
Just remember, Mr. Darby, you gave us something to work with last week when we spoke. You gave us something to work with, and it's that you're not afraid to be a contributor to the society. Remember you said that, right? So apparently, a weekly contribution is good for you.
Good for my pocket, but easy for my pocket. So
I don't know. I'm just saying because you said you don't mind being a contributor to the system, as into the government coffers.
I don't.
So maybe that is on the basis of which you encourage and indulge your friends in making contribution. I don't know. I'm just saying.
No, so you're wrong on that one, but they don't have a choice. Because either you make the contribution or you go to court and contest it and drive to probably Mandeville or those places. What a life.
Yeah, it's very costly. It's very costly to deal with these things. I think some time ago I know a young lady who got a ticket all the way on the Westmoreland side,
Yes.
and of course she lives in Clarendon, and she would have to travel back on that side to deal with the court system. So I believe that is still standing.
Still standing. So rather than, pay the additional cost of gas and time to go all the way there, just say you're wrong. So the state is encouraging you to accept something which is wrong, and you probably didn't commit an offense.
Yes.
It is sad. What's on your mind today, my brother? Great to have you back and to help us, to guide us. And after a while, we're going to tax you some more to tell us how to probably take care of that car.
It's great to be here, Mr. Darby,
Right.
as usual. Last week we had a very interesting discussion surrounding flashing of headlights and
Yes.
cycling and overtaking and all those things. So it is our intention this week to just give a brief review. I want to spend a little of that review on the flashing of headlights. Because while we may have been looking at it from the perspective where every time the headlights are flashing, it means that police are on the corner.
Right.
That's not always the case. Sometimes life and death lies around the corner, and you are being warned.
Hold
You
on.
know, slow down.
Did you know somebody came up with a brilliant idea that they should make it illegal? Yeah, you heard me?
For flashing the headlights.
Yes.
And why would that be, Mr. Darby?
Because
we are really looking at it from one perspective.
they want to collect some taxes.
Yeah, but because we're looking at it from one perspective, is that you're giving away the criminal, preventing them from meeting up with the police. But if we think about all the other reasons
Yes.
that I have highlighted, and I'm sure there are some more if we should dig a little deeper, a broken down vehicle, immobilized vehicle, a hole. Sometimes it's the road surface that is now damaged or impossible for driving.
I
For
can
example,
tell you
oil
about that
spill.
one, Master. I was coming from Montego Bay, and I saw the cars are flashing their lights.
Yes.
And I said, what is wrong with these stupid people? But we say, you know what? Let me just slow down. Because I just saw them flashing their lights. So I just started to drive slowly. When I went to it was had a good, probably, I'm sure about 200-300 yards. There was a massive truck there, trailer, on the side of the road. But you see, I wouldn't have been driving, probably in those roads, you probably have to drive very slowly. And I really drove slowly after I saw the lights. Because you find on the North Coast, especially when you have a slight drizzle of rain, and you can almost see the little stones on the asphalt. And I'm sure you can pick up a skid quite easily with just a little water on the road, very easily. So the flashing of those lights saved me. Because, can you imagine? So you're absolutely right.
Sometimes, Mr. Darby, you can be driving along the road and a motor vehicle crash might take place just then. It's not like you are the first one to witness it.
Exactly.
It happens within your purview of the road. So your only hope for others is that you can flash the headlights to slow them down. It has nothing to do with police. Police is not yet on the scene, and you didn't pass any police just now.
But here's the joke about the police, though. If police is on the road, what's the aim of the police? To collect the taxes or decide to drive slowly. So, as far as I'm concerned, if everybody's the police, Marky, we should want to do it whether police is there or not. And we flash our lights and everybody slow down, then we take what you call preventative action.
Yes. Well, that's it from our perspective, from the next side, and this is why your suggestion earlier of somebody saying they should make it a fine for flashing of headlights. From that perspective, then you would be uprooting the role of the police. Because, of course, while people flash for the police, and it is
but you can see it another way, no. What you can be seen as you are assisting the police. We believe that the way to do things in Jamaica is take a sledgehammer and hit everybody over their heads. But can you imagine if I see somebody driving fast Police, I know police. I just flash my light. He slows down immediately because they think something that there's a police around the corner. I would have saved his life.
He's going to slow down. Yes,
Exactly.
yes. More than likely, he's going to slow down.
And the reason I'm saying this, though, we tend to be very myopic in our vision of things. And that is why we make some laws that really don't make sense at all. We need to look at the thing in its totality. Don't jump to conclusion. Oh, this, I'm out of order. Do this. No. Look at it in its entirety.
So our problem, Mr. Darby, is that we don't take the public's interest into consideration, and do educational stuff so that the public can learn more, because we need more educational campaign so that persons can learn more of what to do. Even though we can also say that Jamaicans, boy, we are stubborn and we do things our way. But I think if you continue to reinforce, learning is always possible.
Yes.
That you can't teach old dog new tricks, but it's not so. Not so at all. All you need is a little concentration.
Hello. Who you compare with that call? Who you compare with that call dog? I don't understand.
No. It's a saying. I never call any name. I just said they say.
All right.
You can. So you would be the teacher here, because if you take it in the context, it would be referring to you.
It's so like you study law. Is all right? Go on. Yes.
So what we need is some more public campaigning on these kind of things. Yes. When we look at road fatalities for the year, whatever those figures are, based on the statistics, whatever those figures are, the campaign, if you notice, the road campaigns are not so strong. They do a little for a little time and then there are no more. The banners on the road, the helmet, the seat belt, the speed limit, all of these things are things which you continue to reinforce. You don't do it as a 9-day wonder and then you let it loose, because persons are just going to get back to normal.
Yes.
But if you continue, because here's a target that you want to reach. We want to get down to 0 deaths in road crashes a year. But we tend to look at it, all right, we had 300 last year. This year we have 240, so it's okay. No, it's not okay.
Hello. I'm sure you're listening. You're listening to me yesterday, You must have been listening. I was making a comment of the police saying that murder is down by 10%, 20%. I said, lives are just quoted in percentages now.
In
what
percentage.
It's amazing.
Yes. I have a problem with that.
I have a major problem with that.
Yeah, man, I have a problem with that. Because you believe that because the percentage shift by 3 on 5 and 10%, even 15%, then what happened to the 75?
But hear the joke now. When it goes down, everybody becomes the parent of the good things that's happening. But when it goes up, I wonder who they blame.
Yes. All right. So let's touch again on another matter. We were looking at overtaking. I want us to look at that one.
Right.
Because there's a difference between passing and overtaking.
Difference between passing and overtaking.
There's a difference between passing and overtaking. So let's put a scenario up. East-west highway.
Yes.
Or north-south, whichever one of the highway corridors you want to use. Let's say we are coming from Clarendon to Kingston on that big highway.
You mean with the donkey and the cow them love?
There are 2 lanes on either side of the road.
Right.
So we're traveling down a dual carriage stretch.
Right.
Now, if 2 vehicles are heading in the same direction,
oh, I see.
Overtaking takes place when the vehicle, if the 2 vehicles are in the same line on the road, the same lane,
right,
and the one from behind shifts to the right, push forward, and shift to the left. That's overtaking.
So why do I tell me this from long time? Because I'm sure many of us don't know that. Oh, so if you come out of your lane, go in another lane and come back over, you have
right. Because overtaking is that you're trying to get ahead.
Yes.
But passing
Yes.
Passing can be that you're passing a stationary object, right? Passing can also be you're passing another motorist in the in the other lane, because we're using for the scenario 2 lanes
Two
going down the
lanes.
same.
I
Yes,
see.
so we are both heading in the same direction. Now,
I
if
see.
you're in left lane and I am in right lane and I get ahead of you, I did not overtake you, you know.
So if I went to court and said I overtook car X when car X was on the left in the left lane, I was in the right lane, I would have just given a wrong statement.
Exactly, because you have to be from behind that person. Overtaking means that you're coming from behind the person.
And
So
the-
if you had to do nothing to get around that person, you have only passed.
and then the lawyer could just find a loophole right there, and then I would look like a liar. I see. So that is
You
why.
see, sometimes what we know is with law, when you don't know the law, it is easy for you to sink yourself a little deeper,
I see.
because you will make statements that you can't back because you do not understand really what you're saying.
Why? That's a big one. You just taught us a while ago. That's a big one. The difference between overtaking.
Yeah, man.
and passing.
Overtaking. So overtaking is mostly done on a 2-lane road that have opposite lanes.
Okay.
So when the road is only designed with 2 lanes, one for east and one for west, then overtaking have to take place on that road.
Mm-hmm.
Because in order for the man behind the other one, the vehicle behind the other vehicle to get ahead of that vehicle, it has to move into the opposite lane,
Right.
then get back. So that
Okay.
exercise is going out, pushing ahead, and getting back in. That's overtaking. Passing is when we can both just go freely along the road, and I just end up
All right.
passing you on
Let
the
me tell you a
side lane.
practical thing though. So if
I don't have to get back into that lane.
So if I'm on a 4-lane highway and I'm going
Right.
to pass a vehicle, he's on the left, I'm in the right lane, there will no need to put on my indicator because I'm not
No, because
overtaking him.
you're already occupying a lane.
Exactly. Oh, I see.
You're already occupying a lane. You can use that lane at will.
By the way, there's a belief that the left lane is for the slower vehicles and the right lane for the faster vehicles. Is there anything in law which stipulates that?
All right. What the Road Traffic Act says, and you know the first rule of the road code,
Yes.
it says keep well to the left except when overtaking or turning right. Keep well to the left except when overtaking or turning right. And then it have a list of clauses now that goes with that.
Yes.
How you should do and how you should do and what you should not do. Now, what we just need to bear in mind is what the road code says. Keep well to the left. Therefore, on a daily basis, I am instructing a student. I just keep on reinforcing the first rule of the road. A student may say, then can I stay in the right lane? First question I'm going to ask, what is the first rule of the road? Because you have to know that the right lane now is subjective to the use, right? Am I going to be overtaking? Am I going to be turning right? Because that lane should always be free for those things to happen and for persons to get ahead of you.
But guess what now? That code might have worked pretty well in the days when we have one lane going east and one going west.
Yeah.
But now, with the traffic on the roads, it hardly makes any difference. If you have plenty cars on the road, you some just drive in the left lane and some just drive in the right lane.
And some drive in the right lane. But I believe even on a 4-lane situation, I believe the intent there is for you not to be going to the extreme right of the road. So I believe when that law was made, it is saying to you, there's an eastbound lane and a westbound lane. If you're going east, then you must stay
I'm thinking when you have 2 lanes going like east or west, and you just have traffic on the road, then you just simply drive the lane which suits you. That's what it seems to be. That's why I'm saying that I wonder if that law probably is outdated, or the code is. Because if you're heading to Portmore, for example, they're going to be using 2 lanes.
you're going to be using two lanes.
Right.
Because I myself, I will drive in the right lane for an extended period of time. Because if you look at our traffic system now,
Mhm.
the road is now so designed for 2 and 3 lanes to be headed in the same direction.
Right.
So the context of remaining left is what I was explaining earlier, is not to go far right so that you're in the opposite lane. We have to
No,
keep
no,
the
no,
con-
no, no. I'm thinking of where your car, there's a median there, for example, you can't go over. That's what I'm thinking. You have a median which separates. You there still? I think we have lost Michael Brown. Yes, we have lost him. But yeah, that call has dropped. All right, we'll see if we can get him back again. But he made some points there which really is quite interesting. The difference between passing another vehicle and overtaking another vehicle. And I'm sure many of you never thought of that before. That if you are traveling on the highway, then you will overtake a vehicle if you're in one lane. It's a two-way, it's a 4-lane highway. You'll overtake the vehicle if you go into the next lane, and then you overtake that vehicle. But if you're in the other lane right next to the vehicle and you just simply pass them, then that would not be overtaking that vehicle. And I just put it to him, I'd love to hear what the lawyers think, that the terminology might be very important in a court of law. Because if you simply pass the vehicle and you use the term overtake, then you did not overtake the vehicle, you simply pass. Because if you overtook that vehicle, it means therefore you were traveling behind the vehicle in the same lane. You came out of that lane, because the question will now be asked, did you put on your indicator? Did you give an indication that you were going to go over to the right? So it's a very important point, and I'm sorry that we lost our good friend, Mr. Michael Brown, but I tell you what, it's now 13:54, coming up to 13:55. We want to apologize that we lost Mr. Michael Brown. We try and get it. Well, he'll be back next week again, I hope. I hope that he has reserved the time, because he has given us some very valuable information that I want to really have him here every week. But there is a need for the constant education of our drivers. We tend to use a sledgehammer and clobber them over their heads because we say they ought to know, but there are many things after a while you really don't know. And the law, as much as we have made some changes, we need to review those laws, you know. All right, and talking about, I am pushing is that back? Is he back yet? Or is that back? I'm still pushing for a traffic ticketing system where the police can give you a warning ticket, but if you have received probably say 2 warning tickets for the year, then you come upon the police gadget and they just issue a ticket. It seems to me that there's too much emphasis in terms of collecting taxes. And let me tell you why I've come to that conclusion. I have seen police officers, Mr. Brown,
Darby?
you're back. And
I am back.
And time is really slipped over already.
Yeah.
I was saying that,
Technology.
yes, technology. The entire human being failed is entirely hard, but we keep on working. I was saying that I've noticed the police officers how they operate. And officers, let me tell you, I am only making these comments to make the system better. Many of us are a little bit too touchy and sensitive. Yes, what they talk, yes, I'm not fight down police, I'm not fight down government. That's absolute rubbish. Now, I know a number of spots in Kingston, and I call them tax collection spots. It has nothing to do with persons speeding. And what they tend to do, they hide around a corner. Now, what you're trying to do, you're hiding just like all the criminals them would hide around a corner to catch you. It is a wrong concept. It is wrong. The concept should not be to hide around a corner and catch you. The philosophy is should do what we need to do to ensure that persons do the correct thing. And that is what I love to see us do. Everybody, find them. I've said to them, how the system would be effective, Mr. Brown, is if you collect a certain amount of tickets, then you're off the road for all 5-10 years, or you're probably off permanently, and you have to go back to school. And then that would be better for your business, because they would have to come back to you and for you to train them how to drive. Again.
Yeah, that Mr. Darby, every day, even if you seize one today, another one is out. So everyone that you seize, then there's another one, because they keep on coming and keep on coming.
But guess what?
I think policing in general,
yes.
I personally, I don't have a problem with the police working, because I love when the police is out. I love when law and order is maintained. I really don't have a problem with the police. But let
me tell you before I go, if law let me just tell you this. Yeah, if law and order is enforced by brute force, then when law and the forces of law and order are not around, the people go back to their normal behavior. What you must do is to change behavior, so whether the police officers are there or not, we do what is right. That's what Jamaica's probably right now. We have to have a policeman on every corner to ensure all our time is going. We have to go down. But listen, I really enjoyed talking with you. You really keep up a good conversation. So please book next week, and we have to talk here.
Most appreciated.
But before watching, okay, you soon can't take over the show, you know. So we probably might have.
No, man, we can't take over the show, Mr. Darby, man. We can run the show together.
What really? Do you think about that? You're that good. Oh, you stay there, you're that good. Oh, you mean? You're that good. Oh, yes, you are.
No, we're rather to overtake, not taking over.
Nothing wrong with that. If a better man come on and take over, no problem. Go find something else, do. All right, my friend. You have a wonderful day. Michael Brown, next week, same time, do it with you again. Take care. Gonna go for the break right now.
No, it never work. Yeah. Tell Satan it never work. Satan. It never work. It did not work. Yeah. Tell bad mind it never work. Bad mind. Sorry to hurt your feelings, but I did not die. Yeah. Sorry to hurt your feelings. As you can see, I'm still alive. Yeah. Sorry to hurt your feelings. Me no broke, yo, that's a lie. Cause my daddy rich, so me rich. Yo, we want mansion in the skies. You thought I'd be dead right now. Hungry and all I beg right now. Homeless without a bed right now. Crazy, I lose my head right now. But I'm giving God thanks right now for all that I have right now. Things aren't so bad right now. So me, I praise God right now. Sorry to hurt your feelings, but I did not die. Yeah. Sorry to hurt your feelings. As you can see, I'm still alive. Yeah. Sorry to hurt your feelings. Me no broke, yo, that's a lie. Cause my daddy rich, so me rich. Yeah. We own mansion in the skies. Yeah. Happy place from in the womb. You just can't stop it. That's how I'm gonna eat like very soon. No matter how you try block it, we know you want to put me in the tomb. Blow me out like socket. But you are not the first one on the Zoom who tell me cause too much traffic. You thought I'd be dead right now. Hungry and all I beg right now. Homeless without a bed right now. Crazy, I lose me head right now. But I'm giving God thanks right now for all that I have right now. Things aren't so bad right now. So me, I praise God right now. I'm in no fear, God ring. I'm surrounded by the King. No matter how much hope you are fling. I'm surrounded by the King. Jesus Christ, me believing. I'm surrounded by the King. All the confusion you are bring. I'm surrounded by the King. Sorry to hurt your feelings, but I did not die. Yeah. Sorry to hurt your feelings. As you can see, I'm still alive. Yeah. Sorry to hurt your feelings. links. Me no broke, yo, that's a lie. Cause my daddy rich, so me rich. Yeah, we own mansion in the skies. I'm so sorry. Bad mind. Tell bad mind I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're grateful. Come to the front. You witchcraft never hurt me. Yeah. I'm so sorry. Yeah, bad mind and tell her, come up here, son. Your mind too dirty. Very dirty. Grateful. Come up here, son. Come here, walk, come up here, son. I'm so sorry. Yes. Bad mind, I'm sorry. Spend all your money for me. We are now. Grateful, I'm sorry. When you see me smiling, please don't tear me down. When you see my blessings, please don't tear me down. It was through my trials, I came out more than a conqueror through Jesus, yeah. When you see me smiling, please don't tear me down. When you see my blessings, please don't tear me down. It was through my trials, I came out more than a conqueror through Jesus, yeah. I too was rejected, persecuted and abandoned. Never thought my life would last so long. It seems all hope was gone. But then the Father of creation spoke. He said, I'm with you, my child. So go through the fire, go through the flood. I'm gonna bless you all your life. Smiling, please don't tear me down. When you see my blessings, please don't tear me down. It was through my trials, I came out more than conqueror through Jesus, yeah. There are people in life who will celebrate our achievements, but they never cherish our suffering. They understand our accomplishments, but never see our scars. I am here, my friend, but it was never my...
Oh, yeah, welcome back. You're listening to Omega Radio coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica, the station of the stars where Jesus Christ is the star. It is now, 14:05, 100 hours. Yes, and it's now time for, yes, Real Estate Matters. And of course, our good friend, your friend is on the line, Gabriel Gilpin Hudson. Good afternoon. How are you this afternoon? Gabriel?
I'm well, thanks, Vernon. Good afternoon.
Great to have you. And it has been raining all over. Hope you've been taking care of yourself,
Have to.
Can't wait to, when the country say we can make rain catching in your mouth. You will get newborn. I don't know where they get that from, but yes, what's been happening and what's on your mind today, Gabriel?
Well, not much has been happening, just, going through the motions. I see that the BOJ released some data about mortgage numbers for the year so far.
Tell us about that.
Well, essentially, they're suggesting that the volume of mortgages has been the increase in the volume of mortgages has been slowing down over time, which could suggest that we're having a slight slowdown of the housing market this year.
Well, thing is, if the incomes are not rising and persons are not qualified to purchase certain homes, then you're going to have a challenge because the cost of homes these days, I'm sure many Jamaicans will not be able to manage some of the monthly payments. Am I correct?
Exactly, you are correct. And that's what's happening also. I don't know if you pay attention to mortgage rates, but we're now back to mortgage rates that I would have seen, in around 2013, 14 at 10 and 12% mortgage rates.
When you say 12%, 12% of what?
12% interest on the mortgage.
Interest on the mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like? How high did it go before? After?
Right before COVID, we were at 6%, 6.5, 7. And now banks are offering 10 up to 12.
Why is this so? Is it that? But I'm almost sure that the banks are keeping less funds. That's the central bank. What will account for the increase? You have any idea as to what probably would have accounted for this increase in interest rates? Because I remember when we used to have interest rates in double figures, that became a real issue and that affected the country negatively. This is quite interesting, as you're telling me that it's now back at 12% in terms of interest rates. What is happening? Is it that we expect the dollar to go to work again? Are we trying to mop up liquidity?
Like in a lot of economies, we have been experiencing inflation. And inflation is exasperated by the free movement of cash. So when you have cash flowing very rapidly through an economy, you can see inflation resulting from that. So in an effort to kind of slow down the inflation, BOJ went ahead and had implemented increased interest rates. The interest from which banks basically are able to borrow. So what that does is it creates a knock-on effect whereby now banks, to make the same level of margins, have to increase the interest rate that they're charging to the customers. So actually a lot of persons would have over the last couple of months, or definitely the last year, could have experienced their interest rate on their mortgage go up, because in Jamaica, for the most part, most of the mortgages that you get on the open market are variable rate mortgages and not fixed rate mortgages.
Why is this so? And why we don't have a cap? Like, I was shocked when somebody told me and reminded me that they had borrowed money, and during the period, the interest rates moved from a very low figure to 70% and even higher. I'm just saying, why we can't do things in such a way? I don't think interest rate probably will not fluctuate, but the range in which the interest rate fluctuates, it means, therefore, it will make it more difficult for businesses to plan, and for also persons who own homes to plan, because you can imagine you're getting a fixed salary and your interest rate is increased. As a matter of fact, I'm aware of one lady who thought that something was wrong and she had to contact the financial agency only to find out that it is the interest rate which had gone up.
Yeah, they're really supposed to give you notice when your interest rate increases. But what really happens is that most loans in Jamaica, if you do not ask whether or not it's a fixed or a variable rate loan, it will be a variable rate loan, because it suits the lender to be able to vary the interest rates just in case a situation which, like what has arisen recently, where the interest rates go up, then the bank would want to have the flexibility to increase the rate payable on your loan.
Yes.
So you would have to ask specifically, because they do exist, you would specifically have to ask for a fixed interest loan, a fixed interest rate loan, which is not impossible to get. But when you do ask for that, generally
like a higher interest.
Exactly, because at that point, since they have to fix it in place, they may say, okay, well, you're going to start off higher then, just in case.
Right.
So it's just something that's And I'm glad we're having the conversation because it's just a part of financial literacy, and a lot of people don't know
No, don't
to
know,
ask
don't know.
questions when they're borrowing money.
But guess what? Don't forget, we went through this already during the
Mhm.
FinSac period. Persons then had no idea that interest
Yeah,
rate could jump that high. Now, I'm
yeah.
telling you, we had a commission of inquiry, and up until this day, we have not presented the findings, as far as I
Nope.
know. Also, you not only present the findings, but hopefully recommendations to ensure that if this happen, or to ensure that it doesn't happen again. So, guess what? We're still at square one. So if you borrow money, you don't know, and probably that's why a number of companies are moving away from raising capital by getting loans. They're more into what they call equity capital.
Yes, private equity is one of
Yes.
the terms used for it,
Mhm.
which has its benefits and its drawbacks as well. Which is
Yes.
again, it all comes back to financial literacy. Sometimes getting a loan is cheaper than giving somebody equity in your company.
That means
Which
giving up
essentially means that you're
control.
giving them a part of the interest. Exactly,
Right.
they're gonna have some control, or they're gonna own a piece of it, and maybe 10 years from now, you regret selling the piece of the company for that price, but
Right,
you got
right.
that you needed at the time. So all of these things, generally, anytime you're looking to take out a loan, you must shop around, ask questions, research on the internet, research on YouTube. You have a lot of resources available to you. Ask your attorney, ask your accountant, just to make sure that you're making an educated decision before you go and overextend yourself potentially.
And especially if you borrow in Jamaican dollars, and if the exchange rate starts to run away, then you could be in big trouble also. So
Exactly.
it's
Well, yes, correct. I mean, the other, and I would say that it's there are two sides to that coin, right?
yes,
Because um, the interest rate could run away, but also remember that the dollar generally is also devaluing. So sometimes when you look at it, even for example, some of my clients that would have purchased property in Jamaica who are overseas, and they had to make the decision of whether to take a loan in US dollars or Jamaican dollars. Generally speaking, because the Jamaican dollar loan amount would go down over time in relation to that value in US, it suits you sometimes to take the loan in Jamaica. You have to compare the interest cost and the
right.
risk of the interest rate going up
But for those
to
of us who live here,
mm-hmm.
we would be in deep
It's
trouble.
slippery.
Yes,
Yeah, well, once you live here and you're making Jamaican dollars, no bank is generally going to lend you in US dollars anyway. So you have to take the loan in
in
Jamaican.
Jamaican dollars.
Um, yeah,
Well, what I
yeah.
did, I remember some years ago, I looked at the contract and I saw where it indicated about the interest rate being variable. So I just didn't sign it. And
Boy, trust me, Vernon, even as an attorney, sometimes when I look at those things for my personal stuff, I have to say, boy, I wish I didn't read this, because if you really read some of the documentation for the loans, you give so much power to the lender, and you, the borrower,
yes,
have little power. So you really have to be careful
it's
if
like
you're
you're
taking on
buying it
a
for them.
loan. Exactly. You really have to be careful when you're taking on a loan to make sure that you are reading the fine print, that you can afford it comfortably. If, a lot of people go and get loans and they can only afford it by, the seat of their pants, like,
Yeah.
very, very, very barely meeting the criteria to get that loan. I would not recommend that you do that. A lot of us like to do that for cars. So you have people, out here driving BMWs, when really and truly, if you check it out, their car payment is eating away most of their monthly income. So I would say that's not
But
really a
then you
good
say,
thing to do.
no, but they'll disagree with you because some of us are more interested in building an ego than building an economic base.
Again, it's as a result of, the culture and lack of financial literacy, right? Because, if you even think about, if you were to buy a car that the monthly payment is even $20,000 less a month, and you decided to even save half of that $20,000 and invest it, what you'd have by put away by the time the car loan is paid off would
Buy another
be,
car.
trust me. So,
But if you buy the BMW, after 10 years, it will not be, I was going to say, BM, a brand motor vehicle. That don't work. It means this after 10 years, the motor vehicle is no longer a BMW, if you ask me, So you better buy something that affordable, and they can buy another new one. You can buy a new one, say, after 10 years. But you see, I would tell you, I can use myself as a classic example. There are many things that you're not taught at the high school level. If we were taught these things, they would think differently. We are trained basically to be modern day slaves. So if when you do accounts at the university level, you do also, probably it has changed by now. I'm sure it has changed because they have entrepreneurship and all those things are here. But you are trained to do the accounts for another person. You are basically training people to go and look at work, not people who create their own work, or people are training people so that they can live for and do better for themselves. We don't. It is quite sad. And that is why a program like this is very important, because many of us, the first time we're going to learn about how to buy a house is from a radio program. And when we're actually going to buy one, and that time it's probably too late.
Yep.
Right.
And that brings me into like a whole nother argument, Vernon, as well, because sometimes, despite what people say about, that you want to own where you live, sometimes it's actually better to just rent it. It's not always that buying is the better choice, especially when interest rates are very, very high, like they are right now.
And yes, you're absolutely right. And let me ask you, what the market for renting? I know that that law, the Rent Act, has done a lot to damper people's spirit and to damper their appetites for actually building for rental. What is that like nowadays? Are persons willing to rent their homes, to invest in homes for renting?
Two things that make renting, three things I would say that make renting your place not attractive, especially if you bought a place recently. Right. So if you bought a place within like maybe the last 3 or 4 years, these are the reasons why it might not be attractive, which we need to kind of look at to see if we want that impact on our housing market. One, because of the rising cost of a mortgage, you will find that if you buy somewhere, generally it costs you almost 2 times what it would cost you a month if you had rented it. Right? Which means that nowadays, because of the high rate, because of the high, cost of maintenance, when you have to pay the maintenance on the property, the high cost of insurance when you have to insure the property, the rent that you're collecting a lot of the time is not enough to pay all of those things. So you can rent the property out, yes, and get some help with paying those things, but you're probably going to have to still go into your pocket to subsidize that mortgage each month.
But what does that say now for money being invested? It means, therefore, this is an area that you'd want to encourage investment in, and that is a construction business. What would you suggest that government can do to make it worth the while? It's difficult to buying the houses, and it's also difficult now for investors to put up buildings for renting.
Yeah.
Let me tell you the benefit of that, because there's a thing in Jamaica that you must own your own house. But think about it. The way the job situation is going, you might have a job in Kingston. You lose it today, you might need to move to Manchester.
And it's harder to own your house, right?
Exactly.
And then when you sell it, you also have more costs to pay. So buying is not always the best solution, especially if you're young and you want to be saving more. You could end up spending too much to get a house that, eventually you're going to sell and not make that much money on. You know, the other things that affect long-term rents are, for example, the laws about getting somebody out when they're not paying their rent on time. A lot of those laws are more in favor of the tenant than the landlord. So you could have somebody in your place, they're not paying rent, and it's really hard for you to get them out. So that makes a lot of people not want to rent their place long term, right? And then lastly, Airbnb, which we spoke about last
Right.
week. When you Airbnb your place out, and if you're getting a lot of people coming in, you might find that you make more money doing that than long-term renting it. So that's also why people don't necessarily want to long-term rent their place, which can lead us into a problem because it means that people that have places to rent out want to Airbnb them. And then otherwise persons, you know, that want to rent now can't find somewhere to rent, and they can't afford to buy because they're not making enough money to
Right.
buy. So then where are they going to live?
And you had identified something last week where if, for example, a significant number of homes in Kingston are now available for Airbnb, then it means therefore your working people don't have to live out of Kingston.
Possibly. So that is one of the reasons, for example, why New York decided to put restrictions on Airbnb, because they found it you know, making it even harder for New Yorkers or people that live in New York to find somewhere to live in New York, because everybody wants to Airbnb their place instead of renting it to somebody that lives and works there.
Right, we have a caller. Let's take go. We have a caller there. Um, let's go to this caller. Good afternoon. How are you? Where are you calling from? Good afternoon. I think we lost that caller. We
Oh
lost that.
man.
Yeah, we lost that caller. You know, just talking to you and you understanding the real estate business more, it seems to me that the closer election approaches, that we need to discuss these issues. And as one gentleman said, we are more into ray politics. Because it is clear to me that we need to discuss issues so that people can understand the policies that we need to pursue to ensure that you have housing developments, and not only for purchase but also for rental. And you'll find, for example, that one could work when you reach a certain age, you should be able to buy a house because you're ready to what they would call a settle down. You know, when you're young, you want to move around, you have a job in Bandville this week, you might go to probably Montego Bay another 2 years or so. If you get a different job now, you'll be forced to rent it. And the kind of environment that you have is not conducive to buying a place and renting it out. Because as you mentioned before, trying to get somebody to leave, it's not easy at all.
Yep. So those are the things I agree with you, Vernon, that we really need to talk more about policy and the direction that we want to go into, because there's a lot of things that there are consequences that flow from us deciding one way or the other on different policy issues. And there's also big consequences for us to have no policy at all. And I think that a lot of the time we just don't have a policy, and we just are going down the road and fix the fires as they, out the fires as they pop up, which is not necessarily a good thing. So yeah, I agree with you. We really need to decide what our housing policy is. And from my, experience in the market, I would say that you're not going to see anything start to become more affordable until we put effort into it, look at what kind of public-private partnerships we can have, what kind of incentives we can put in place for the developers, because at the end of the day, sometimes doing affordable housing, the margins and the profit is just not attractive to our developer. So why would they want to do that?
And that is why we went through a period. That is why we went through a period where it was more profitable to take your money and invest it in government paper. And then now you invest your money into government paper, and then government had to start looking at investing into building homes. So that's why housing trust came about. Oh boy, if we could just see the links,
Well, right now, Vernon, paper bonds are doing better than equities and real estate. So that is why also you're seeing less people wanting to invest in those things.
And
So
that could be an indication that their trouble lies ahead. Because when persons are not ready to invest into companies and real estate and become more productive, to me, it appears, I'm thinking as an ordinary person now, it's like you're coming up against all the hurricane season. And you have the trough, and when certain things build up, you know that look out for trouble. So our political leaders should probably help us and put in place those steps that are needed so that it might be a slight hurricane, it might be that might not be a rough one, but we can't take any at this point in time. We know things have settled down to some extent. The dollar is kind of stable, but I don't like what I'm seeing because there are problems happening in other areas of the world, but at the same time, we need to run things so well. So if there's an earthquake somewhere else, we can withstand the shocks in Jamaica. I don't think we are ready for that yet. My good friend, just remind us how we can make contact with you.
sure. So my name is Gabrielle Gilpin Hudson. You can contact me via email. My email address is Gabrielle, GABRIELLE at ghrlegal.com. So that again, that's Gabrielle, GABRIELLE at ghrlegal.com. Or you can follow me on social media at Gabby.Grant. And we can chat about these things and more.
All right, thank you very much. You have a wonderful afternoon. It's great talking with you. And I should be down by my way this weekend, but I couldn't make it at all. So I'll be coming that side, hopefully, one of these days. Gabrielle Gilpin Hudson, have a wonderful afternoon.
You too, Vernon.
There you have it for Real Estate Matters. Vernon Darby saying to you, soon come back. Don't move.
Verse 11. By this I know that you favored me, O God, for you never allowed my enemies to triumph over me. Hallelujah. You make me stronger. You make me stronger.
Gracias, Jesús.
Watch me. From Jamaica to the Caribbean, from Spain to Colombia, from Canada to the US, Uganda. You're my creator, Lord, you know my times, seasons of breakthrough, my seasons of trial. So I will seek you, and you I will find. You're my strong tower, in you I will hide. Help me now. You make me stronger. Lord, I take your hand. You fix my focus. No, I know who I am. Sing that song. I used to run from battles, but you made me strong. Jesus, God strong and mighty. Woo! I am that I am. Help me say, you make me stronger. Anybody could have been dead, but you're still here. sing the song in Espanol. You ready? Help me. Woo! Usted me hace más fuerte. Oh, oh, come on. Usted me hace más fuerte. Oh, come on. Oh, usted me hace más fuerte. Oh, gracias, Jesús. Oh, uno. Usted me hace más fuerte. Gracias, Jesús. Oh, back to Jamaica. You make me stronger. Let me see the one that will. Help me say, you make me stronger. Let me see the hand them go on. If you know you could have been bitter, but God make you. You make me stronger. Come on. Lord, you make me stronger. It's time to rejoice. God has been good. Listen, we're gonna do this in Swahili. Yeah. We're gonna go down to Mozambique, Malawi, Rwanda, Burundi, Zambia. We're gonna do this in Swahili. Yesu ufanya mimi nguvu. Yesu ufanya mimi nguvu. Yesu ufanya mimi nguvu. Yesu ufanya mimi nguvu. Back to Jamaica. You make me stronger. Wave your flag. Wave your flag. Wave your flag. Lord, you make me stronger. Wave your flag. Sing it again. You make me stronger. From Spain to Jamaica. You make me from Australia to US. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. The woman and mighty man of God. Mama said the end of y'all are the same stem. Yes. Players of instrument, are you ready? You know what tell them say? I'm gonna tell the world say. From a little teeny weeny and a go. Me say them a lick tambourine out the door. Them a sing, them a clap, get low. Me never know the house I got sweet so. From a little teeny weeny and a go. Me say them a lick tambourine out the door. Them a sing, them a clap, get low. Me never know the house I got sweet so. You coulda bat like bull with two hands on your head. Coulda light like feather, are you heavy like lead? Me no matter who you are, you coulda be a bubble dread. You know in there when you lie, you go in there when you're dead. Some say them need pants and shoes and shirt. Them can't find no clothes, so them nah go to church. Some say them want more time, a search, but I lie, them I tell them want to divert. Some swear and curse and treat us like dirt. No, them pop over, things getting worse. And born again, experience rebirth. Them accept the savior, reverse the curse. From a little teeny weeny and a go. Me say them a lick tambourine out the door. Them a sing, them a clap, get low. Me never know the house I got sweet so. From a little teeny weeny and a go. Me say them a lick tambourine out the door. Them a sing, them a clap, get low. Me never know the house I got sweet so. Hey, soldiers, police, you fi send them come. Gunman and thief, you fi send them come. No hide and seek, you fi send them come. Watch out, make me preach. When you rise up against the church, you a kick against the prick. Put a lock on your mouth and zip off your lip. Blind lead blind, fall down in a ditch. Before you dig your pit, me just want you hear this. Remember the church and the place for the sick, for the poor and needy, spiritual malnourished, for the crooked, prostitute, lunatic. You will come in it and you want to pay us a visit. Come and get your healing from the Holy Spirit. I could have TDVD, HIV, syphilis, and Christ will forgive you for the sins you commit. Come out of bondage, step out of Egypt. Who did I say? Some of us are hypocrite. And a lie, we know we have some crazy habit. That's why we go to Jesus, we get rid of it. We depart from the world, it too satanic. From the nicotine, winnie and a go. Listen all the tambourine out the door.
Jehovah Shalom. Jesus is our peace.
Radio is playing it, turn it up higher. Gospel music's pumping and the place is on fire. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Make some pumps in the big box. How you mean? Turn it up, pump it in the big box. How you mean? Turn up the bass, heating on the place.
Radio is playing it, turn it up higher. Gospel music's pumping and
The music about Jesus Christ. How you mean? Yeah.
radio is playing it, turn it up higher. Gospel music's pumping and the place is on fire.
Sing me, y'all. When me sing the gospel, my people become raw. Me sit up on the rhythm and not tell me say me can't sing the word of God, which is a righteous law. Sing me, y'all. Now listen what me say. Christ is the way, yesterday and today. Live by every word, me coulda never go astray. Me have to chat it on the mic, whether night or day. And so me stay.
Radio is playing it, turn it up higher. Gospel music's pumping
Let the name of Jesus be heard.
Radio is playing it, turn it up higher.
Turn it up.
Gospel music's pumping and the place is on fire.
Turn it up for Jesus. Some more. Me say me pump it to the max, put it in the big box. X amount of praise plus tax. Stick to the facts, cover the wall of acts. Bout the birth and the church built on the solid rock. Make we launch the attack, and the devil pack. Don't need no 16, we don't need no black. Them that thing that is rock, we not in attack. Spiritual warfare, yes, we have to win that. Yes, we are gonna win it with Jesus. Yes, we are gonna win it with Jesus. What do you mean? Everything possible.
Radio is playing it, turn it up higher.
I can't hear you.
Gospel music's pumping and the place is on fire. Radio is playing it, turn it up higher. Gospel music's pumping and the place is on fire.
Sing me, y'all. When me sing the gospel, my people become raw. Me sit up on the rhythm and not tell me say me can't sing the word of God, which is a righteous law. Sing me, y'all. Now listen what me say. Christ is the way, yesterday and today. Live by every word, me coulda never go astray. Me have to chop on the version night or day. I saw me stay.
Radio is playing it, turn it up higher. Gospel music's pumping and the place is on fire. Radio is playing it, turn it up higher. Gospel music's pumping and the place is on fire. Radio is playing it, turn it up higher. Gospel music's pumping and the place is on fire. Radio is playing it, turn it up higher. Jesus, gospel music's pumping and the place is on fire. Radio is playing it, turn it up higher.
Oh, yes. Hope you've been enjoying the music. You're listening to Omega Radio coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. I just want to remind you that we are broadcasting on the frequency 89.1 and 89.3 from Kingston, Jamaica. Of course, we're right here in New Kingston, and we're also broadcasting on the FM band in Fort Lauderdale at 101.9 on the FM band. And we're taking your calls. At this time, we normally would have the workplace. We're not able to have that today. But we're taking your calls, and you can call us at 876-613-9129. That's 876-613-9129. Or you can call us toll free at 877-494-0253. That's 877-494-0253. The international number to call is 954-900-4310. That is 954-900-4310. The email address is omegaradio at theomegachurch.com. All right, so the lines are now open. Pastor, we have a caller yet? Okay. We will be talking to Mr. Mikey Spence, and so we're still trying to make. Well, time is slipping by. It's now 2:43 in the afternoon, and there are some other things that we have to talk about. We still have, we're going to have a long afternoon, and we encourage you on a Friday to give us a call. We definitely want to talk to some of our listeners. There are a number of issues out there. The whole idea of hygiene and what happened recently, well, this week, regarding the vendors, the crab vendors who sell at Heroes Park there, and they had to close it down. And I'm proud to tell you that I did some work to ensure that that was done. And thanks to those persons who gave me support. The power of the people is amazing, and the power of the media is really unbelievable. So therefore, that is why it makes sense to use media. And as I said to you, some other persons might just list to you and just talk, and that's the end of it, and they say to you that the Water Commission is listing or JPSCO is listing. No, we are more about that. After we get off air, we talk to these agencies, we talk to persons of influence to make sure that they do what needs to be done. All right, Pastor Boy, I'm going to go into some music. It's now, let me see now, it's now 14:45 in the afternoon. It's a Friday. Yes, October 6, 2023.
Say neighbor, give me pass, make me praise me God. Box the place, excuse me. Who you talking to? Listen it up, and it goes like this. Well then me go so. Jesus, my Savior, I love you, and no one above you. Pop, style, and one. Christian and a boy. Jesus, my Savior. Oh, my. Woman tell them say, listen me, yo. Things of the world can bring prosperity. Killing each other now go change the economy. Don't make majority be your priority. Seek after Jesus and solidarity. Put God first and let go idolatry. Money and no vanity is a necessity. Let go immorality, atrocity, hypocrisy. Resist the devil and thief and pornography. Let me away enemy, we put them in a cemetery. We are more than conquerors, so you have the capability. Honesty, charity, sweet personality. Move your opportunity, big up, bless me ministry. Jesus, my Savior. If you wanna worship him, make them say you pop, style, and one. Christian and a boy. Jesus, my Savior. Oh, my. Style and woman tell them say, listen me, yo. Satan no bother me, move with the Sodom. Man, this a young envy and you strive and jealousy. Crime and poverty, plague humanity. In a this society, fear anxiety. What are principalities that are conspiracy? As a Christian, me have to show humility. Kind and gentle, full of integrity. Don't leave no room for your back. Listen, no biggie. I know everybody you can tell, say you're hungry. Stand in authority, can you have everybody? Can the way you serve, not deal with partiality. Check over Jireh, check over Nissi. El Shaddai, Jesus the Almighty. You be the agony, you not get so many. Die, resurrect and give me the power over the enemy. Make it devil no say you know what him no apology. Give me the word, take back your property, your marriage, your family, your joy, your serenity. Make it not happy and happy with the family. Jesus, my Savior. Take something and learn them. Take something and pop, style and one. Christian and a word. Jesus, my Savior. Oh, my. What me tell them say? Listen, what me say? Give me it up for me. How you protect it, you go like that, you not see me. Every day you're there in a me is a ningy. Never get a good for that, be a big thingy. Give me it up for me. How you protect it, you go like that, you not see me. Every day you're there in a me is a ningy. Never get a good for that, be a big thingy. Everybody knows that the devil a money grabber.
Yeah, man. All the young people who think they're Christian music, boy. Papa Sad, come on. Rocking Jamaica. Rocking Fort Lauderdale. Yeah.
The beer, but the beer tastes bitter. Me take it by weed, and weed is a killer. Smoking no good for me lungs.
You listen to the word? Yeah, man.
I show off myself from me toes for ginger. Me take it by gun.
Yeah, but hear the word about say. Listen to the words carefully.
Give me it up for me. How you fit take it, you go like that, you not see me. Every day you're there in a me is a dingy. Never get a coupon, and the big thingy.
Oh, yeah, it's 2:48 in the afternoon. Listen to the man called Papa San. I'm your friend, Vernon Darby.
Give me pass. Make me praise me God. Fuck the place. Excuse me. Who you talking to? Listen it up. And it goes like this. Well then me go so. Jesus, my Savior, I love you. And no one above you. Pop style and one. Christian and a boy. Jesus, my Savior. Oh, my. Pop style and what me tell them say? Listen to me, yo. Things on the world can bring prosperity. Killing each other now go change the economy. Don't make majority be your priority.
Tell them, Papa San. Yeah, man. Tell the youth them. Yeah.
Go idolatry. Money and no vanity is a necessity. They go immorality, atrocity, hypocrisy. Resist the devil and thief and pornography. When me away enemy, we put them in a cemetery. We are more than conquerors, so you have the capability. Honesty, charity, sweet personality. Move your opportunity, big up, bless me ministry. Jesus, my Savior. If you wanna worship him, make them tell you. Pop style and one. Christian and a boy. Jesus, my Savior. Oh, my. Pop style and woman tell them say, listen me, yo. Satan no bother me. Move with the Sodom. Man, this and young envy and you strive and jealousy. Crime and no poverty. Plague humanity. In a this society. Fear anxiety. But the principalities that are conspiracy. As a Christian, me have to show humility. Kind and gentle. Full of integrity. Don't leave no room for your back. Listen. No biggie. I know everybody you can tell. Say you're hungry. Stand in authority. Can you have everybody? Can the way you serve. Not deal with partiality. Check over Jireh. Check over Nissi. El Shaddai. Jesus the Almighty. Face the agony. You not get so many. Die, resurrect and give me the power over the enemy. Make it devil no say you know what him no apology. Give him with the word. Take back your property, your marriage, your family, your joy, your serenity. Make him not happy and happy with the money. Jesus, my Savior. Take something and word them. Take something and pop style and one. Christian and a word. Jesus, my Savior. Oh, my. What me tell them say? Listen. What me say? Give me it up for me.
Hey, what up to people that in St. Catherine? Listen to the solid words of Papa San. Reba Jungle, take heed. Listen to good music. Yeah. Oh.
Rap on me mama, rap on me dada. Rap all the food out of me mouth before me swallow. You know me take me money, I go take it by liquor. I touching the beer, but the beer taste bitter. Me take it by weed, and weed is a killer. Smoking no good for me,
Yeah,
no harm
man.
me liver.
Weed is a killer.
Pan it and everything.
Them say them free top, but it will mess up your system.
My gun pick up, got me gonna get the sun dead like cooper. Give me it up to me. How you fit take it sugar like that you not see me. Every day you're there in my ears and dingy. Never get a coop out and everything. Give me it up to me. How you fit take it sugar like that you not see me. Every day you're there in my ears and dingy. Never get a coop out and everything. Hey, hear me good now. I want the people give up on we, you know. I say you see all like me. Come on you too. All like you don't amount to nothing. But guess what? You see one of dead. Just tell somebody say don't dash it with man. Cause you know what? A Christ make with the head and cornerstone. Hey, let me talk to you.
Do you see that stone? Do you see that stone?
Yeah.
Do you see that stone that the builder refused?
Oh, yeah. That's told that the builder refused it. Pastor Boyne, we have to make Friday afternoon a young people afternoon. Yeah. Yeah, man.
I am like that stone.
Just like that stone.
I am like that stone that the builder refused.
Refuse it.
No, I have become. No, I have become. No, I have become the head of the corner.
They work. It's the one who disrespect me. That I'm gonna feel those things against me.
Oh yeah, this is a Young People Afternoon on Omega Radio, the station of the stars where Jesus Christ is the star. This is Spot On, a Friday evening with a difference. I'm your friend Vernon Darby. Young people, your time on a Friday afternoon. Remember that if you feel like doing something evil this afternoon, somebody's saying to you, take the gun, go kill that one. No, listen to this song, positive song. Don't do it. Don't destroy your life. Listen to the rhythm. Listen to the lyrics.
I say you never make it, say you never make it. Carry water in a basket, what I them basket. You all of them vex when them see your asset. Things change, it come out a sing. And we are fly around the world and we gonna growing. Remember that have a better standard of living. I will never forget to pay my tithe and offering. That same very stone. You see that stone that the
builder refuses. Yes.
That's not a use. But Calvin, which stone become the end? Everybody, let's go. Sing along. I am like that stone. I am like that stone. Just like a builder refused. No, I have become. Hey. To God be the glory. Hey.
Oh yeah, we talk to the young people in Rima, Jungle, Augustown, all side there in Trelawney. Yeah. Westmoreland, Russia, we're talking to you this afternoon. Yes, remember that you have a long life to live. Don't throw it away. Sometimes we love to get on the fast highway. You're born fast, you live fast, and you're dead fast. Not go so. And of course, we're going to continue with the music. We'll take a break. When we come back, yes, we'll have meditation, the weather, so you continue to stay with us. Oh yeah, this is Spot On with Vernon Darby on Omega Radio, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. Yeah, we'll get some music rocking again, so we're going to stay with us until I take a little break and come back right after 3.
This is the prodigal son from way back when. Change me name to Brady, Ibada summer then. I wish catch a fire, people on 10. When me a go do, go to God again. Jesus save me a creme de la creme. Anoint me with lyrics, me need more pen. And if me offend, enemy or friend. When me a go do, go to God again. Lead people to Christ so them no condemn. Sing Ed Can at so, feed the shot at them. Sing conscious song about social problem. Still have a problem, go to God again. Me locks up me ear, them say me fall a friend. Cut it up, but them say me a fall a trend. Them say radical, yeah, divide the fans them. When me a go do, go to God again. Prodigal no follow, we say musical trend. Bleach in a studio, 24/7. The songs them hit and them say that we a spend. When we a go do, go to God again. Me love high fashion, pan clothes me we spend. How that bother you? What is your problem? You want fi drop boop and me fi drop pen. When me a go do, go to God again. Meet one church sister round her face them. Tell me she no like none of me song them. She want me to sing like Grace Triller's them. When me a go do, go to God again. If you a Christian and love the content, Facebook and Twitter, that I know your friend. In front the public, dirty laundry no end. When me recommend, go to God again. No gossip in a church, no mix up and blend. All when you think we are fake and pretend. Never you touch the Lord's a 9-10. When me recommend, go to God again. 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 Fire pan a men we touch the children. The boy where you use and abuse the woman. I mean it's a vote, so all you want bend. When me recommend, go to God again. Them separate turn back. Praddy bad again. No for Jesus Christ. Praddy mad again. And them pray for me, and it a bad them. What me you go do? Go to God again. Me love me church mama, and me papa them. Them up them tradition, it's not a problem. But no say me gospel wrong, chew me sound like Shabba them. When me recommend, go to God again. No for wait to see Jesus pan the rock again. With the 2 loaf of bread and 5 sprat again. But him a preach to the DJ and the rapper them. You have a problem? Go to God again. Some a wait to see Moses with the rod again. I want to see Joseph with the brother them. Across the Red Sea, who no want tread again. You know me recommend? Go to God again. Go to God again. That I know your friend. Hey, back to God we are sin. Go to God again. Go to God again. Go to God again. Go to God again. Back to God we are sin. Go to God again. This is the prodigal son from way back when. Change me name to Praddy, the bad son again. I wish catch a fire, people and tell. When me a go do, go to God again. Jesus save me a creme de la creme. Anoint me with lyrics, me need more pen. And if me offend, enemy or friend. When me a go do, go to God again. Lead people to Christ so them no condemn. Sing Edgar at so feel the shot of them. Sing conscious song about social problem. Still have a problem? Go to God again. Me locks up me ear, them say me fall a friend. Cut it up, but them say me a fall a trend. Them say radical, yeah, divide the fangs, yeah. When me a go do, go to God again. Prodigal no follow, we say musical trend. Bleach in a studio, 24/7. The songs them hit and them say that we a spend. What we a go do, go to God again. Me love high fashion, pan clothes me will spend. How that bother you, what is your problem? You want fi drop boop and me fi drop pen. When me a go do, go to God again. Meet one church sister, round a face pen. Tell me she no like, none of me sound them. She want me to sing like Grace Trillers them. When me a go do, go to God again. Go to God again. That to God again. Go to God again. Back to God we are sin. Go to God again. Go to God again. Go to God again.
Hallelujah, bless your name, Jesus. I raise somebody's soul who da catch a fire. Hallelujah. Catch a fire. Catch a fire, Jesus. I raise somebody's soul who da catch a fire. Burn them with the Holy Ghost.
Jesus Almighty. Hallelujah. Prodigal son.
Lord, we bless you in this place.
My God, we love you.
We worship you, Lord. Worship Jesus. Hallelujah.
Jesus.
I wish somebody soul that catch a fire. Catch a fire. Catch a fire, Jesus. Somebody soul that catch a fire. Burn them with the Holy Ghost. Burn them, Jesus. Burn them with the Holy Ghost. Burn them, Jesus. Burn them with the Holy Ghost.
Jesus, send the fire, make it burn out corruption. Like a volcano in a eruption. Holy Ghost, I give out instruction. In the church, we not no disruption. Put the people under conviction. Set them free from all them addiction. Get saved and dash your prescription. We convert all Muslim to Christian.
Burn them, Jesus. Burn them with the Holy Ghost. Burn them, Jesus. Burn them with the Holy Ghost. Now if somebody soul can catch a fire, catch a fire, catch a fire, Jesus. If somebody soul can catch a fire, burn them with the Holy Ghost.
Turn up the fire. The Holy Ghost drop on me. God grace him dash for me. Have the scriptures dash for me. Holy fire it a gash for me. Make it praise you crazy. Holy fire it a blaze me. God power it amaze me. If me dead him will raise me.
Me bust a praise right now, me feel hyper. Come out, me burn me beef, now me lighter. Pan me vigilant like a sniper. Blood Satan, the old viper. Burn them, Jesus. Burn them with the Holy Ghost. Burn them, Jesus. Burn them with the Holy Ghost. I wish somebody soul that catch a fire. Catch a fire. Catch a fire, Jesus. Somebody soul that catch a fire. Burn them with the Holy Ghost.
church is no segregation. Get ready for your holy visitation.
Somebody soul down catch a fire. Catch a fire. Catch a fire, Jesus. Somebody soul down catch a fire. Burn them with the Holy Ghost. Burn them, Jesus. Burn them with the Holy Ghost. Burn them, Jesus. Burn them with the Holy Ghost.
Nobody got it, nobody trim it, no trim it. It is a Pentecostal fire. Nobody got it, nobody trim it, no trim it. It is a Pentecostal fire. The fire lighted, we excited, 'cause it is a Pentecostal fire. The spirit moving, the devil losing. It is a Pentecostal fire. The fire blazing, Lord, the spirit raising. It is a Pentecostal fire. Nobody got it, nobody trim it, no trim. It is a Pentecostal fire. Prodigal son, she is so mighty.
Jesus bigger than what people say.
We are bigger than that,
Jesus bigger than what people say.
unfathomable.
Hear them talking,
They don't have a clue.
them running up their mouth. But you're bigger than what people say.
Glory to your name, God.
Hallelujah, magnificent God.
Just name mega magnificent.
Dragon big God.
Just name mega ginormous.
Magnanimous.
Mega magnificent, you magnanimous.
Jesus bigger than what people say.
Dingy, dingy, dingy.
Jesus bigger than what people say. I hear them talking, hear them running out their mouth, but you're bigger than what people say.
Don't have a clue.
Jesus bigger than what people say. Jesus bigger than what people say.
Dingy, dingy, dingy.
I hear them talking, I hear them running out their mouth, but you're bigger than what people say.
Them don't know you.
Oh, you big so, oh, you big so,
Life giver.
oh, you big so, oh, you big so,
Omnipresent.
oh, you big so, oh, you big so,
Everlasting.
you big so, oh, you big
Let me describe him. Jesus bigger than the mountain, bigger than the hills,
Yes,
bigger
sir.
than the doctor, bigger than the pills, bigger than my problem, bigger than my bills, bigger than your future, bigger than your past, bigger than your job, bigger than your boss, bigger than your exam fail or passing, bigger than.
Jesus bigger than what people say.
Much bigger.
Jesus bigger than what people say.
Undisputed.
I hear them talking, hear them running up their mouth, but you're bigger than what people say. Oh, you big so, oh, you big so,
The super scientist God.
oh, you big so, Lord, oh, you big so, oh, you big so,
Adonai.
oh, you big so, say, oh, you
Let me
big
tell you again. Jump them put him on the cross, him bigger than that. Grave to no hold him bigger than that. Raised from the dead, him bigger than that. Him bigger than that. So him big like the world, him bigger than that. The whole universe, him bigger than that. So infinite, him bigger than that. Bigger than that.
so, oh, you big
What
so,
a God big.
you big so, oh, you big so,
None to compare.
you big so, oh, you big so,
You alone, God.
big so, oh, you big so. Nobody can hold him in a no box. Not even death could have hold him in a the grave. 1, 2, 3, on the third day in grace. Confess and repent and you must get saved.
Welcome back. Yes, you're listening to Omega Radio, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. Of course, we are broadcasting from on the FM band at 89.1 and 89.3, and in Fort Lauderdale, we are broadcasting from 101.9 FM. I'm your friend Vernon Darby, and this is Spot On with Vernon Darby. This is the People's Program, the People's University, and the People's Parliament. We are waiting to to make contact with Mr. Vizu. I hope I have his name pronounced correctly. And he is the chairman for the board of the G.C. Foster College there. And he should be making contact with us shortly, but I don't think we have him on the line as yet, but he should be called Mr. Vishu Tolan. He's a chairman, and he will give us his reaction to a matter there. We gather that the senior member of the staff, I don't want to make any comment as to who the person is, but is a senior sub person of on the academic staff who was murdered today, and we're still waiting on him to give us a call. He's not on the line as yet, Pastor Bowen. It is very clear that we had a case recently of the principal for, I think, St. Richard's Infant, where an attempt was made on her life, and now we have a senior person at another college who has lost his life or her life. I'm just waiting to hear. I tell you what, Pastor, let's get back to some music. I think he's trying to call me rather than calling the number. So let's get back to some music and we just link with him shortly.
Somebody so good. Oh, 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 yeah, now with somebody so good. Come on, let's sing it again. I'm with somebody so good. Hey, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm with somebody so good. Come on, children, with somebody so
You're listening to Omega Radio. I think we have a caller on the line. I don't know if we have Mr. Vishu Tolan. Let me just check. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, Vernon.
I recognize that voice, Mr. Vishu Tolan. You are the chairman for the GC Foster College?
Yes, I am, and I'm calling you in probably one of the worst moments I've ever been in.
I can just
after being
imagine.
advised that one of our vice principals, Gibbs Williams, who is the vice principal for academics at the college, was murdered earlier today.
My
And
God.
this is a shock to the community. It should be a shock to Jamaica.
Mhm.
And I just want to express my sincerest condolence to him, his family, and the school community of GC Foster College. Vernon, I'm not quite sure where we are going as a nation,
Yes.
but too often this is happening, and we're seeing it more and more. I mean, yesterday we had the principal of St. Richard's Primary
Right.
being shot at.
She's lucky to have
Uh,
survived that attack.
Exactly. And You know, when I reflect on Gibbs Williams, he's probably the last person I would have expected anything like this. I saw him on Monday. I'm actually away. I'm off the island, and I got the news today, earlier today. And it really broke my heart, broke my spirit. And it makes you wonder, what are we doing back home? Why are these things happening? Why are we allowing them to happen? And the naysayers may say you only care today because it's closer to you. But the reality is when it comes this close to you and it comes to the family of a school, a college like G.C. Foster, it even has more impact in terms of the way forward. Gibbs just came back about 2 weeks ago from the under-19 cricket tournament in Sri Lanka. He was the manager of the under-19 West Indies team. So he only came back to the college about 2 weeks ago. Yes. And Gibbs is also the trainer for the West Indies team, the Jamaica team, physical trainer cricket team. He's a very integral part of the college.
Just repeat that. Don't go through. Repeat those things that he's involved in.
He's involved with West Indies cricket as a trainer. And he just came back from Sri Lanka. He was the manager of the under-19 cricket team that participated in that tournament in Sri Lanka. He's also a trainer for the Jamaica cricket team, along with other spheres of his work. But more so at G.C. Foster College, he was just recently appointed the vice principal for academics after acting for a year. I think this is his second year in the position as VP for academics, and has been doing a tremendous job. His peers at the college will tell you that since he became vice principal, the changes and the different areas that he has brought a lot of attention to and his expertise, and the way in which he delivers is very, very wanting in terms of what we require at the college. So it was with a sense of regret, sense of lack of understanding and appreciation that I call you this morning, just to express to his family and the extended family at G.C. Foster my heartfelt condolences to his family at this point.
Mr. Tolan, I know you're a strong man, and this is a time when you have to get stronger. And I'm going to suggest very strongly that you meet with the academic staff and students. And in memory of normally when somebody dies, they have a scholarship or something like that. But in memory of this outstanding Jamaican who is contributing nationally in more ways than one, I'd love to get those students committed to fight against crime. Whatever they can do, I'm willing to work with them, whether it's going out there, whether it's education, whether it's they have talents out there, but doing something in a practical way to say to this nation, we have had enough. It might mean just coming up with suggestions. I'm willing, for example, to accommodate them on air. I also had come up with an idea for a public speaking competition. I have been able to finalize it, where persons can start to speak out. Because what is happening, Mr. Tolan, is that the criminals are getting too much attention and recognition, and those who just display general indiscipline. For example, the lady who was caught on camera at the Heroes Park at that crab vendor's place, doing the unthinkable. That lady was on national radio, and the lady the person who actually videotaped the nasty behavior is being made into as if she did something wrong. And
so she's a villain, eh?
Exactly. Which is what we have to change. And so long as I'm on air, I'm going to do my bit working with the station to make sure that those who do good, this is a religious station, and I'm sure Pastor Moyne will give support me on this one. Whatever we can do to support what is good in the country, we are going to continue to support what is good. You can't have a country where the most popular person, I would say, should be notorious, is a incarcerated person who has a number of murders under his belt. We have to continue.
Can you imagine that?
Yes.
Can you imagine that? But I just want to thank you, Vernon, and you mentioned something, and I do know that Principal Wilson and his team are putting together.
Oh, by the way,
And,
what's the first name of the principal?
Pardon?
What's the first name of the principal? He said Principal Wilson.
Maurice Wilson.
Okay.
Maurice Wilson.
I think I've met him already. I know.
And yeah, you would have. And he's track and field fame. He's
Yes.
the national coach of the Jamaica track and field team.
Mhm.
But I know that they're putting together activities in place right now for the chaplain and others to meet with both the student and staff just to go through this particular period. Very, very, very important. And I tell you, this is something none of us would have expected. Absolutely not.
I must tell you
And
that I
I'm
expect
hoping
it. I must tell you, the way
that-
things are going, I expect this and more. Until the nation stands up and says we have had enough, it will continue. You notice I said the nation, the whole nation has to say we have enough. It means therefore we will not tolerate any little man or go on little hanky panky in the district. We're not going to have them. The nation needs to stand up and say enough is enough. And the students can stand up. I'm looking out for those students to stand up in a strong way. Normally we have demonstrations against government. It can't be just against government. The whole nation have to say, oh boy. You know what I'm saying about the gunman there.
I fully understand what you're saying, Vernon, and I concur.
Mhm.
And again, I just want to reiterate to the members of the GC Foster community, stay strong and heartfelt condolences to all, to both Gibbs, Williams family, and to the members of the GC Foster fraternity. It is a sad moment in the history of the college and also the history of Jamaica. And as we celebrate Heroes Weekend coming up, can you imagine these are the situations that we're facing today?
Well,
it is untimely.
our hero is an incarcerated man, convicted of murder. And there are others who have come back to this country after committed certain things overseas. They are superstars. We have to change this, what's happening, because the young people are following these guys, you know. That's a problem in our schools.
And that's the unfortunate,
Mhm.
that is the unfortunate reality, that we've become such a crass society.
Yes.
The morals, the values that
Gone.
existed 20, 30, 40 years ago is going through the window
Mhm.
because of wanting immediate reaction, immediate gratification. We see it in the school, the kids fighting. This thing about a shoe, stepping on a shoe.
Yes,
In
man.
the last 2 weeks, we have had some major challenges. It's terrible what's going on in our school. And I think, I really do believe, and not even think, that we need to get back some discipline inside our school.
Mhm.
We have allowed the indiscipline to continue to rear its ugly head, and to want to take a populist view as against taking what we know and what we believe to be the right disciplinary actions. We need to get back to those days. I look forward to that.
And Mr. Tolan, that is why we're giving you a voice now. And as chairman of that very important institution, you will continue to have a voice. So you just let us know what we need to do is to make sure that good people, those who wish our country well, they have a strong voice. And with this station and with this program, I'm assuring you that you have a voice, because we need persons who support what is good so we can continue to make this country the greatest little country in the whole wide world. And can you imagine a country which is doing so well in sports? And look what you have done. Look what you have done. Here's a man who's contributing. Yes.
Words fail me at this point.
Yes.
But I thank you very much, Mr. Darby, Vernon, for accepting my call
Yes.
and for allowing me to express to the family and to the wider community, on behalf of the board of the GC Foster College and the management, our sincerest condolence to the family.
And please pass on to the school community of my support for them and the program and the station, and that we will do what needs to be done to assist them. And please ask of them to do something to commit themselves in the fight against crime, violence, and indiscipline, and just a poor level of manners, attitudes in the society.
I will do so, sir. And again, on behalf of the board, I just want to express our condolences. Thank you very much, Vernon, for having me.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vishu Tolan. He is the chairman for the I just slipped me because I'm getting so upset at this point.
GC Foster
The
College
GC
of
Foster
Physical
College.
Education.
Thank you
and
very
Sports.
much, my brother. All the best.
Thank you. Bye now.
All right, Pastor, I have to take a little break. Some music to lift my spirit so that I can continue the program. It's not an easy one. And I'm committed, and I hope all those who are listening to me today, we must be committed to change things. Those who can pray, you pray. Those who can do something, and along with the prayers, I think the prayers along with the action will bring a change in the Jamaica land we love. I want to see it before I die. This country is the greatest little country in the whole wide world. We just have a few persons who are destroying it, and we must unite, come together. We must get them out of the system, put them away. They stay with one another, and allow us to run a beautiful country. Those who can be rehabilitated, if the good Father has touched them and they can be changed, fine. There are some of them, you notice when some of them are convicted in a court of law, there's no remorse, there's no emotions. Those, we have to put them away and let those who mean good for the country continue. You're listening to Omega Radio coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. And there we had it. We were able to get the chairman of the GC Foster College, the chairman of the board, to speak with us about the incident involving the killing of a vice principal who has just been appointed as vice principal and who has been contributing in terms of cricket to the development of cricket in the country. And he's one of the managers, I think he said, is the under 19, I think, if my memory serves me right. He trains, he's a manager for the under 19 cricket team. Oh boy. Principal Maurice Wilson, be strong. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. I'd love to talk with you next week. All right, you're listening to Omega Radio. This is Spot On with Vernon Darby. Gonna go for some music and then we take the break. When we come back, hope that we can get to. Oh, I tell you what, when we come back, yes, I just have to go straight into your meditation and the weather and everything. Probably won't be able to talk to Michael Spence again. Take it away, Pastor Bowen.
People dancing in the street to a groovy reggae beat. Yet everything in life is bittersweet. Sitting in a rum bar won't get you very far. You think life's a big house and a fancy car. 'Cause your heart can be lonely, though you have life and plenty. Grooving with everyone to the cemetery. You need Jesus in the plan to direct this island. It's not all about seashore and sand. Let's teach the children right, let them have an insight. It's all about the blood of Jesus Christ. So hear me now, my brother, you need to know the Savior to make everything alright. This island needs Jesus, this island needs Jesus. He's a mighty King of Kings, he's a conquering Lord of Lords. This island needs Jesus, this island needs Jesus. Come and sing all praises to the King. Members of Parliament and heads of government, to get it right won't cost you a cent. Salvation is free, it's there for you and me. Jesus paid the price at Calvary. Sing praises unto him, let's glorify the King. Magnify and bless his holy name. Teach Jesus in the schools, let them know this is cool. Let his word be established, don't be a fool. You need Jesus in the plan to direct this island. It's not all about seashore and sand. Let's teach the children right, let them have an insight. It's all about the blood of Jesus Christ. This island needs Jesus,
The Bible says, if my people that are called by my name will only humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then God said, I will hear from heaven, I will forgive their sins, and I will heal the land. This country needs a healing. We don't need an economical situation. We need a spiritual revolution. The Bible declares that God himself shall tabernacle among us, and he will cause peace to reign from the east shore to the west shore. The earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of God, like waters cover the sea. Hear the words of the preacher. Except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it. Our God is ready to bring a deliverance. Bow our knees to the King of Kings and the Lords of Lords and watch God bring a deliverance. Let go of that and hold on to this, because God is ready to do what man cannot
This island
do.
is Jesus. This island is Jesus. He's a mighty King of Kings. He's a conquering Lord of Lords. This island is Jesus. This island is Jesus. And come along and sing all praises to the King. This island is Jesus. This island is Jesus. He's a mighty King of Kings. He's a conquering Lord of Lords. This island is Jesus. This island is Jesus. Come and sing all praises to the King. This island is Jesus. This island is Jesus. He's a mighty King of Kings, and he's a conquering Lord of Lords. This island is Jesus.
Welcome back. You're listening to Omega Radio here. And the afternoon, it's now 15:34. That is, well, time is slipping by. Yeah, it's 15:34. 100 hours Eastern Standard Time. That's 3:34 in the afternoon. And, things are a little bit behind time. But I'm going to have no meditation at this time. And I have meditation. And then you should know that. And then we come with the weather. So stay tuned for that.
Guide me, oh, the great Jehovah, pilgrim through this barren land.
John 21 verses 5 to 6 reads, Jesus said to them, Children, you have no fish, have you? They answered him, No. He said to them, Cast the net on the right side of the boat, and you will find some. So they cast it, and now they were not able to haul it in because there were so many fish. My friends, far too often we aimlessly and pointlessly keep doing the same things which produce unhelpful results. Let us hear God's call to make meaningful change. Maybe in our attitude to those with whom we have had unpleasant encounters, or maybe in our approach to the problems which have distressed and impoverished us. Maybe it's time spouses and parents, employers and employees change their tone and language with each other. Lord God, help us to make the changes which will build peace in our homes, our communities, and our nation. Amen. I'm the Reverend Newton Dixon of the Jamaica Conference of the African Methodist Episcopal Church. Have a blessed day.
Bid my anxious feet subside, death of death and hell's destruction, land me safe on Canaan's side.
Psalm 24. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, the world, and they that dwell therein. For he hath founded it upon the seas, and established it upon the floods. Who shall ascend into the hill of the Lord? Or who shall stand in his holy place? He that hath clean hands and a pure heart, who hath not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor sworn deceitfully. He shall receive the blessing from the Lord, and righteousness from the God of his salvation. This is the generation of them that seek him, that seek thy face, O Jacob. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, and be ye lift up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, even lift them up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord of hosts. He is the King of glory.
This is Professor Errol Morrison. Did you know that when the blood flow in your feet starts to get blocked up as a result of conditions like diabetes and high blood pressure and so on, when that flow is slow, the feet get sensitive and will pain, may have numbness, may have little sticking sensations in it. At that time, the worst thing you could ever do is to soak or massage the foot. A lot of individuals will soak it in warm salt water. Absolutely no. Because when you do that, the blood flow is called upon to increase to the warm tissues. And it can't do that because the blood vessels are blocked. Hence, the feet deteriorate, they get red, eventually get black, and it dies. And the only treatment that can be offered at that point is to cut it off. For God's sake, save those feet. Don't soak them, don't rub them, but check with your doctor. This is Professor Morrison. You should know that.
Oh yes, and today is the anniversary of Hurricane Flora. I think it passed over, I think, 60 years ago. Thank you very much, Franklin McDonald. And I can't get all the information, but thousands of persons lost their lives in other countries. And you can check it out on the internet and find out more about that dangerous hurricane. Well, the Meteorological Service of Jamaica, yes, there's a press release here. Let me just go through the press release. It says at 4 a.m., the center of Tropical Storm Felipe was located near latitude 29.5 north, longitude 65.3 west. Felipe is moving towards the north-northeast near 30 kilometers per hour. A general northward motion with a further increase in forward speed is expected through Saturday night. A turn towards the north-northwest is forecast by early Sunday. On the forecast track, the center of Felipe will pass near Bermuda later today and then reach the coast of Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, or eastern Maine Saturday night into Sunday. Maximum sustained winds are near 85 kilometers per hour with higher gusts. Some strengthening is possible over the next day or so, but Felipe is expected to become post-tropical on Saturday. Tropical Storm Felipe is not a threat to Jamaica. The Meteorological Service will continue to monitor the progress of this system. And the Meteorological Service of Jamaica Marine Forecast issued at 5 a.m. on Friday, October 6, 2023, valid for 24 hours from 6 a.m. on Friday to 6 a.m. on Saturday. Severe weather warnings for small craft and water sports. Inshore North Coast, none. Inshore South Coast, none. Pedro Bank, none. Morant Bank, none. Forecast summary. Inshore North Coast zone, expect light northerlies by afternoon with waves reaching 1 meter tonight. Expect light southeasterlies with waves up to 0.5 meter. Isolated showers and thunderstorms are expected during the afternoon. Inshore South Coast zone, expect light southerlies between mid-morning and sunset with waves reaching 1 meter. Light northerlies are expected tonight with waves reaching 0.5 meter. Isolated showers and thunderstorms are likely during the afternoon. Morant and Pedro Banks. Expect light southerlies today and tonight with waves reaching 1 meter. Partly cloudy skies are expected. Isolated thunderstorms are likely across Morant Bay after midnight. Significant weather features. A trough across Jamaica continues to produce light winds and small waves along with isolated showers and thunderstorms. Outlook for 6 a.m. on Saturday to 6 a.m. on Sunday. The trough is expected to remain. Light winds and small waves are expected to continue along with showers and thunderstorms, especially during the afternoon. The local forecast for October 6, 2023. Significant feature, a trough across Jamaica. This trough is expected to linger across Jamaica until Sunday. A tropical wave is expected to move across the island late Sunday into Monday. 24-hour forecast. This afternoon, isolated showers and thunderstorms mainly across hilly areas and the northern parishes. Tonight, partly cloudy. And now for forecast for selected towns and cities. Morant Bay, partly cloudy. Kingston, this afternoon expect thunderstorms. Same thing for Halfway Tree. Portmore, partly cloudy in the afternoon. Spanish Town, for this afternoon, for Spanish Town, Maypen, Mandeville, Santa Cruz, expect thunder showers. Black River, mostly cloudy. Same thing for Savannah Lamar and also for Negril. Port Antonio and Port Maria, partly cloudy in the afternoon. We have thunder showers and also thunder showers for Port Maria. Ocho Rios and St. Anne's Bay, also Montego Bay, expect thunder showers. Or for Montego Bay, expect thunderstorms. Lucy, showers. So, there you have it. And I think I've gone through all of that, but the maximum temperature continues to be high. The maximum temperature for Kingston, expected that is 33 degrees Celsius for Kingston, and the same for Montego Bay. 3-day forecast starting tomorrow. Saturday, partly cloudy morning, isolated showers and thunderstorms mainly across central and western parishes. Sunday, isolated morning showers across eastern parishes, afternoon showers and thunderstorms across sections of most parishes. Nighttime showers and thunderstorms are likely. Monday, isolated morning showers and thunderstorms across south central and eastern parishes, scattered afternoon showers and thunderstorms across most parishes. Other current regional weather features: so Tropical Storm Felipe located at 315 kilometers south of Bermuda. A tropical wave entering the central Caribbean. I just want to remind you that we are still in the hurricane season, and you must be very careful in terms of staying outside. If it gets very dark, you see dark clouds up there in the skies. I've heard one sports person talking about it wasn't raining. No, thunder and lightning. You have lightning flash, whether it's raining or not. So if you're having outdoor sports, if you're on that field, you could become an easy target for lightning. And don't go into that swimming pool. The moment you see it gets very dark, and you know we're talking about thunderstorms and thunder showers for this afternoon, that it is best that you stay inside. You do not hold metal objects. So be careful. Let's not hear about any sports taking place outside, and let's not pretend as if we don't know the dangers of participating in sports, especially at this time. There are quite a number of areas that we expect thunderstorms and thunder showers. And of course, for those of us in Kingston, it is best that you probably, either you're going to stay until probably 7 or later you leave your office. But if you have thunder showers in Kingston, Halfway Tree, and all of those areas, then you are going to have a challenge navigating through the city. Some persons, it has taken probably 3 to 4 hours. Sometimes the traffic is just at a standstill right across from Crossroads to Halfway Tree. But I'd advise everybody, take it easy. Take it easy on our roads. And those of you who can stay later, if some of you can leave earlier, then do so. But I expect if things continue as projected, then you are going to have gridlock in the city. And I can just imagine Montego Bay, because they also they have traffic for the Bombay citizens there. They have traffic challenges, especially in the afternoons and also in the mornings. Mandeville also, yeah, they do have challenges too. All right, so there you have it. Is now coming up now to 3:49 or 15:49 hours Eastern Standard Time in Jamaica. You're listening to Omega Radio, coming to you live from Kingston at 89.1 and 89.3, in Fort Lauderdale at 101.9 on the FM dial. This is your friend Vernon Darby. This is your program, The People's University, The People's Parliament. Spot on with Vernon Darby. And don't forget our numbers. Well, it's coming near to the end of the show, so you will be able to probably call us this afternoon. Mr. Michael Spence, we had asked him to join us this afternoon, but we had that very serious news about what happened to the vice principal of G.C. Foster College, and we want to express our condolences from all of us here at Omega Radio to the family out there. I want to give thanks that that principal, Ted Richards, infant, that she's still alive, and we want to remember all those who can be found. Of course, we had information that in the case of MP Paul Wells' daughter and her mother, that persons are being questioned. And of course, if you have information, make sure that you play your part to share the information. And of course, I love to hear from you also. All right, so what a wonderful afternoon. Yes, some persons are sad at this time. We must think of them. Always think of others, because they said the same knife where stick sheep, we stick goat. So don't feel that it's too far from you. So let's be our brother's keeper. Continue to love and care for one another. Well, let me see. Top of my list in terms of celebrating her birthday today, that's Kamala Bingham. I haven't seen her in many, many years. The beautiful Kamala Bingham. And if you're hearing my voice, Vernon Darby would love to know where you are now. Dorothy Lightburn, yes, a former, I think, senator, yeah. She's celebrating her birthday. Also, Senator Donna Scott Motley, yes, she's celebrating her birthday today. And yes, I should make this public. She's supposed to get a relative who's a prime minister of a country to be on this program for me. I hope she don't forget. Tanisha Ware Grant. She used to be at the Accountant General. I think she's now at the Ministry of Finance. She celebrates her birthday tomorrow. And let me see Andy Grant. Yes, Andy Grant celebrates his birthday on Saturday. And on Sunday, Onika Davis, yes, he monitors this program from where I was before, and he keeps me abreast of what is happening. Onika Davis, thank you, my brother, for being a great supporter and for keeping me abreast of what is happening out there. I want to say thanks to all my on-the-ground reporters. Many of you wonder how I get the news first and the effect that it has, especially with Hero Spark. Yes, I got the news first. I got it out there. And I want to say thanks to all those public servants, those political figures who jumped on it. Yes, the power of the media, yes, is very powerful. The people out there must realize that we're on your side. This is a people's program, and we can help you deal with those issues. Stay with us. And let me tell you now, Pastor Boyne, we had Pastor Boyne doing all sort of things to them, put her under a whole heap of pressure, changing up things, but that's the business, Some things just changed last minute. We had to get the chairman of G.C. Foster. We had to cancel somebody who was supposed to be on, and another person was supposed to come on, didn't get to come on. Life is like that. Business of the media, it just changes by the minute, by the second. So thank you very much, Pastor Boyne. Thanks to all our guests who came on the program today. Thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to all the staff, those in sales and operations, everybody. Thank you very much. The security people, the receptionists, thank you very much. We really appreciate your support. You have been very good to me. And I must mention some of my friends. Yes, Joan Thomas. Yes, thank you for your continued support. You have been supporting me for over 12, 13 years now. Miss Brahman, all the other persons who see to it that Vernon is okay. And if I don't take care of myself, they don't joke. You understand? I'm going to tell you this one. Let me see if I can get to it. Yes, them used to say that rumor spread like love bush a country. But nowadays, rumor spread like the World Wide Web. Worldwide. Remember that one? Them used to say that rumor spread like love bush a country. But nowadays, rumor spread like the World Wide Web. Worldwide. And I'm going to leave you with this one as somebody sent to me. Let me go back up. Yes, I'll read it for you. A politician visited. You're not listening, man. Listen carefully, now, man. Don't interrupt me. All right, you ready now? Now listen carefully. A politician visited a remote little rural village and asked the inhabitants what the government could do for them. And they said, "We have two needs," said the village headman. "First, We have a hospital, but no doctor. Oh Lord, that sounds like Jamaica. The politician whipped out his telephone, spoke for a while, and then said, I have sorted it out. A doctor will arrive here tomorrow. Then he asked, what is your other need? The gentleman responded, we have no cell phone reception at all in our village. Jamaica, I love you all. Vernon Darby, on behalf of Pastor Bowen, saying to you, have a wonderful weekend. Take it easy on our roads. You are my friend. Walkwood, my friend.
Praises be to the Most High God, ruler of the universe over all things, King of kings, the Alpha and Omega, beginning and the end. I found the Holy Ghost, and it came just right on time. Right on time. Yes, He saved me. Saved me. And He's keeping me alive. Keeping me alive. Yes. No other God but that has the power. That has the power. You possess. No. Yes, He lives. I know my God, He lives. Hey. This is signal testify. Praise the Lord. God in my guide and my shield. Glory. All weapon form against we are feel holy. Lift up His name and high, so we praise Him. Cause His blessings surround me. I give thanks and praises to the Father. Break every chain and Him break every barrier. Higher, lift Him higher. Praises higher. Escape from the fire. You supply the food for the plate. Hosanna. We give thanks for your name's sake. Hosanna. And even when they rough and when they tough, we not give up. We still a praise Him. We still a way up the savannah. Him fix any problem without a spanner. So all praises go to the Messiah. That's why me glad that I go and link up Sanchez busy signal. When I hear some people say there is no God, I just pray that no way. I said forgive them, cause they know not what to say. If you know that God is alive, just